company is Black Series Edition LLC. We were just talking about how customers have to be extremely careful and they have to watch themselves when they're buying screen paint products because you have individuals out there that will sit there and lie on their YouTube channel. They'll lie on their website about what their screen paints can do. And a lot of these screen paints aren't doing anything at the end of the day. They have no form of testing, nothing at all to back up these products. Now, we found out something really interesting. There's a couple of things we got to talk about. We got to cut the other video short, so I'm a little longer than that. But there's a couple of things we need to talk about when it comes to a fellow by Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, aka Crow 1176 of Screen Paint Mixes, who is known for doing some really crazy, deceitful stuff. I've shown you on the blacklist where this guy has screen paint products that are just outright matching house paints, Behr Silver Screen Network Gray 773. And some of these are actually some mixes that he made back in the day for free. Black and white paint mixes that he's now charging $75 on eBay and anywhere from $95 on his website. So we found out something really interesting today. As we're going through his site and we're looking at all the crooked stuff he has on the site and this misinformation, there's all kinds of crazy stuff going on the site. We realized that one of the images, if there's not a few more, but there's an image on his site that's not his. It actually belongs to a few people on Google. So now this person is now taking images and copying them and putting them into his site to make it look like this is how the paint looks. This is pretty bad. So anyway, here's the fellow Jamie Fernando Gonzalez who sells the products right here in the background. If you haven't known already, this is his Cinemax Mix matching Network Gray 773 in this demonstration. This right here is the search we did through Google Lens on trying to see if that image actually matches his product. Because one thing I found interesting as I'm looking at the image, number one, the contrast level is extremely too heavy for a gray screen paint. Number two, one of the things I noticed is the fact that it's different than usually most of the pictures I've seen. Some of the pictures, when you look at pictures, they have a little bit of a kind of distorted look to it. You can tell it's been taken by a camera or something. You can see that. This is crystal clear. Like, you got to have a heck of a freaking camera at the end of the day to take a picture that crystal clear. That clearly looks like an image that was taken from somewhere. I've seen this before because when you go to eBay, I warn people about people take images off of Google, they put them in their eBay account, they make the image look like it's fantastic, and they're just stealing images. They don't actually own, they might not even own these items because these are pictures that they're stealing off Google to put on their eBay account to make it look like, you know, like they have the item. And you got to be careful about stuff like that, especially if it's used. It can have all kinds of blemishes and cracks and whatever in the item. You wouldn't know it because it looks like it's a brand new image. But this right here was clearly taken off of Google. Now, how do you know this? Because I know this because I went through this before through a contract with the company where they did this to us. They basically built this website and the images just didn't look right. It didn't come off a camera, I can tell, and I can tell it looked kind of weird. And when I did the Google search on it, the Google Lens, or whatever you call it, they came back someplace else. So this is where we had that problem with that company. So let's go over here real quick. Let's show you where we found the image at. This is the image where we found it at. We found it on Crow's site. Crow took the image, stole it off of Google, and basically put it on his site as if that image came from his projector and his screen painting. Gee whiz, man. Seriously. We're doing this now. This is what we're doing. You're just scamming at every level you could possibly think of. We just did that's the image search. We just did it. So image search is pretty easy. This is what you do if you don't know how to do it. See where it says that Google image or search image with Google, right? It'll pop up right over here. Click on this. This is how we know if it's yours or not. There you go. Now what it'll do is at the bottom, while you're going through the search, it'll show you everybody who's involved with that particular picture. And if he's on there and say he used that image, I don't know why you would use that image because it's not yours to begin with. It's not an image of the actual screen paint and projector. So I don't know why you would use it at all, period, because that means you have fake pictures in your account and you're claiming something again that your product is not. So you wouldn't have any need for this at all, period. Why would you take something when you can actually take the actual pictures of the product? And these are all the people who use this particular image. Well, these are not part of it. That would be it right there. Now, Jamie, I gotta ask you this question. You got a nerve to call other people scammers and thieves and people rob people in the day, but you are the main and one of the biggest scammers I have ever seen in my life. I mean, I've been in business for a long time, and I have never seen anybody deceitful, lying, cheating, and stealing such as you. Can you explain this nonsense? I'm gonna copy a picture of this image. We're going to put this into a separate document folder under Crow Scam Images. I'm going to send this to you. I want you to explain this to me. I'm going right to his chat. I want to ask him about this. Why do you have a picture from Google and one of your pictures for your products? Why is this even there? Why do you have that there? Let's see. Scam. Let's see. Scam. Google. Or just put down, let's put down stolen. He's stolen, period, he's stolen. My goodness, I swear. This is what I'm talking about. I just got finished having this conversation about how you have to be careful when you buy these products because these are people that steal at the end of the day. You do notice it's going to be buck wild. We're going to go all over the place with this because this is big. This is really big. Because this shows you at the end of the day, what do you have to worry about what do you have to deal with when you're dealing with people at the end of the day that are faking their screen paint products. The guy literally stole an image off of Google, put it onto his page, try to make it that's how his screen paints turn out. Like I told you, you're going to do, your product is garbage. It is garbage. Not even worth $95. $5 is what you should be charging for your products. Stolen picture from Google. Crow 1176. So this right here shows clearly this is the image that again was stolen off of Google. We did a back search on it and it came up under Google, which means Jamie has been stealing images off here. And then this is the same product, the 2.0, as I said before, matched the house paint. Crow's metallic, the screen mix is oldie but goldies. Wow, just I don't know what's worse, the fact that this stuff is matching house paint or the fact that he's stealing images off Google. And then got a nerve to put at the bottom, please go to our picture gallery and check out the Black Series paint that's supposed to be a scam. But over here you have an image that you clearly stole from Google or you brought one from Google, but it's not yours. Interesting. Let me sit down for a minute. Unbelievable, this guy, I tell you. Unbelievable. So it's that bad now that you got to be stealing images. Why don't you just use these right here? These are the images of the Network Gray 773 matching this product. This is right off his video right there. Now you see the difference on how these look compared to the image that we just saw, those peppers. Because when you take something with a camera that you got an extremely insane camera to do that, that's the only way the image is going to come up that crisp. And if you notice, we don't see any background, no brick, nothing at all showing that this is his environment. That brick is not real, by the way. But no background, none of that. We don't see any of that at all. We don't see any lights around the screen. We just see this super zoom image. That's all we see. He took that image off of freaking on Google and tried to claim it as his own to lie to his customers to make them believe that that's the image you're going to get off the screen paint. You're desperate. I'm going to contact you right now. I want to ask you about this picture. Question: is this from your screen paint? Matter of fact, question: is this picture from your actual screen paint? Better, much better. Put a capital on the end of that. Man, I'm telling you, can't make it up. I told you. Caught this guy basically deleting stuff off his accounts and fake screen paints, and now we're basically stealing images off of Google to mislead your customers. So let's have this conversation with you. I don't care what you post at the end of the day. I want to know if this is your, do you own this picture? That's what we want to know. Simple and plain. Do you own the picture? Let's see how long it takes for him to respond to that. So what we found out was this image right here that Crow has on his page is not his. It doesn't matter. It's not involved in his screen paint. This is an image that he took off of Google, put it on his page to perceive and deceive people, to make them believe that this is how well his product pulls up. That's not even his image. That comes actually from Google. He was in there chatting so much on our end, sending us all these spam, notifications were coming up. He was spamming us and carrying on. He's not responding back. This is what happens when these people get busted. And explain this, Jamie. Explain this now. Why do you have a fake image up here? This is not your image. And let me get this straight. So at the end of the day, that the tons of pictures that we had, this is why when I take pictures, you will see me showing these pictures are in my environment. That's why we take them at a distance. I never take pictures that close up. That's insane. First of all, you can't see the environment. You can't see where the image is being set at. Look, this is how he responds back. As me being Pinocchio, a liar. But yet the images we have here are clearly from Google. Let's ask if this is his paint. Now, see, that's why I told you. I think this is why you don't buy from Jamie at the end of the day. This is why you don't do any business with him at all. You don't trust him, because we're asking him a simple question. This is how he reacts. This is simply supposed to be in a professional at the end of the day. This is an image we found. We did a Google lens search. This image came up under Google right here. And look, we don't care about that. He's going to court. And Jamie's being sued for copyright infringement. So we don't care about that. He's already right. At this particular point, Jamie has lost everything. He has nothing else to lose. So pretty much he's going down with the ship. That's what he's doing. This is a person at the end of the day, as I told you before, that has, Jamie, mind you, this doesn't upset me. This is just more evidence at the end of the day. You're going to have to go to court, and you're going to have to go before a judge, and you're going to have to explain all this to him, not me, the judge. So this is a person who has, again, doesn't care about his family. If you cared about your family, you wouldn't put your family through this torment. They're going to go through something. They're going to go through some financial woes because again, you don't have that kind of money to pay us. So you're going to have to figure out some way to pay us, and this is going to come back and hit your family. It might even get you a divorce. Because I don't think if your wife found out that you put the family in jeopardy because you were so arrogant and so disrespectful toward a company that clearly tells you you're being sued, she's going to divorce you. There's no way in the world she's going to endure that kind of financial woe at the end of the day because of you. You're definitely going to lose your wife over this. Well, it's going to happen. I'm not triggered. I'm not upset. I'm sitting here clearly asking you a simple question. I'm going to ask you again about this. Now we're asking Jamie about this particular picture that he stole or took off of Google, claiming that this is his product. Ask again, is this your paint? And that's how he responds back. Is this your paint? Yes or no? Oops, is this your paint? Yes or no? No, he's asking me to move on now. He doesn't want to talk about it. No, we need to talk about this because, again, this is you basically stealing from your customers. Is this your paint? Yes or no? It's no move on. Is that your paint? Yes or no? Can't answer the question. So, for those you don't know, this is Crow 1176. We're on his website right now. We have caught him basically lying to his customers, stealing, putting false information on his products that are not real. This right here is an image that he has on his products, putting fake images of his of images, not fake images, but stealing images off of Google to put onto his pictures for his website. And we did a image search on this, and it came up being a image on Google. It doesn't belong to him. This is not from his screen paint. This has nothing to do with the P2 projector, nothing at all, period. This was clearly taken off of Google, and he put it on his site to mislead his customers, to make them believe it's coming from his projector setup. So yeah, he's very upset. And this is how he responds. I want you to look at and see how he responds to getting caught. This is why I tell you at the end of the day, don't put any money into his business. Don't buy anything from him at the end of the day. This guy is a real serious scammer. And every time he gets caught, he doesn't basically own up for responsibility. This is how he lashes out. I'm going to ask you again. Send you the image again. Can you explain? Can you explain to me and your customers about this image? Now, mind you, every time he flashes that logo, that's $30,000 right there. I told you, this is a man that has no respect. And my new logo. So you can all see this. My new logo. Jamie's already going to court. He has nothing to lose. He's done. He has nothing to lose at all, period. And like I said, there is a very high chance. And like I said, usually when we get people who have to go through lawsuits, and if their spouses find out that this could have been avoided if that individual had did such and such and so, and they put that particular person through that ordeal, there is a very high chance of divorce. But this is a person you can clearly see at the end of the day doesn't care. He doesn't care about his family, and he does not care about his customers. This doesn't bother me at the end of the day. This shows you a person at the end of the day. Jamie's exposing him for who he is. This doesn't bother us that he does this. He's already being sued, so that's pretty much basically about it. Why would I get upset and angry about that? This is the person who got caught doing something he shouldn't have been doing. This picture should have never been on this website. This is just as worse as, like I said, when we go on buy projectors, we'll have people that will post a Google image of the projector on their page, and you can tell it's not real. But this is how he reacts. So this is a person, again, at the end of the day, that you're trusting to put your credit card information, personal information, and this person at the end of the day is stealing, faking, committing all kinds of acts of fraud. He says, go and get orders ready. 23 orders. Thank you, God. That's a shame. Even mocking God at the end of the day. Not a good person at the end of the day. But let him show what he is at the end of the day. Usually when we post this, we expect for him to react as well. I told you, when he comes onto the site, he's very unprofessional. This is how he carries himself. Jamie thinks by doing this that he's, I don't know what's the word for it, that he's taunting us, that he's basically making us look bad. And he's pretty much making himself look bad. Why are you stuck in Crow's website? Well, let me ask you a question. Can you, and I love how he tries to talk like somebody else is making the comment. Question again. What is this? Is this your screen paint? Simple question. Is this? Now he says, God bless, see you later. He never answered the question. We asked him several times in a row, is this your screen paint? Is this your product? And this is how Jamie responds back. Same response we got back when he got outed for the Network Grade 773 and all the other product house paints that were matching the screen paint products. Keep in mind, this is a product right here, the 2.0, as I told you. This is a product that you can make for free. And now we find out images we have on here are fake. Let's go take a look for a minute. I'm gonna see what other images we got on this page that are fake. I wonder if we refresh this disappears. Let's see what happens. Let's go refresh this and see if this disappears. First, let's do that image search again. We're going to do the image search again. It should pop up right here in the corner right there. So let's do the image search right there. Image search. There we go. So you know that bottom line is, whew, man, I tell you, we couldn't make it up. Every time we go to his website, we find something new. Can't make it up. This guy is now stealing images or taking images off of Google to try to make it look like this is how his product actually is. That's pretty bad. That's extremely bad. That means that not only does he knows his product doesn't work, but he has to steal or take or borrow from other people's probably is all copyrighted material too on top of that to make his product look like something that it clearly isn't. And again, this is the 2.0. This is a product that you can basically make yourself because he shows you ingredients how to make it. That's the black and white paint. That is 2 tablespoons of black paint into white paint. This is how this is made. I'm curious. I'm going to take a look around real quick on here. This right here, I'm going to show you right here. Now, these are his pictures right here. But if you notice, if you look at this, this is a before and after with the church. This series, see what the wall is very well right here. See how the wall is basically very light right here, and see how it's darker there. I told you, screen paints don't work unless they're sitting in the dark. They literally had to turn off their spotlights just in order to run the screen paint because it would wash out. And it's, now you can see it's very dark in this section right here. But let's take a look at this real quick. Now these are his photos. See that look it has to it? This is for, you can tell this is being taken from a camera. You see how crystal clear the image and how sharp it is? That's why I was staring. I was like, wait a minute, like what kind of freaking camera is this guy got at the end of the day? And on top of that, why would you take the image so close up like that? I mean, if I'm going to show off, wow, I didn't notice that yet. Pause or whatever. I don't know what's going on back there. But as I said before, if you're going to be taking a picture, you're going to take a picture of the whole entire environment. You want to see the entire environment. There's windows next to it. Why would you take a picture that close? And why is the image so sharp and so vivid? And then I realized that when I did the Google search, it came up under somebody else's work. So he's not even being honest at the end of the day. He's just, see right here? Doesn't look the same as that, does it? Let's see. Jamie does that when he's irritated, when he's extremely irritated. $257 for a product that's literally house paint. This is a Frankenstein mix. I told you, you can make that easily. That's a reversal. And look what he has here. Look, this is it. This is what he has here for his specification sheet. That's it. There's nothing in here at all. He just has 2 quarts for overseas only. Please message me. What mix are you getting after you purchase? Thank you. That's it. That's all he has over there. There's no information here. All right, now let me show you some real quick. This is what we wanted to show you before we found out that the image was fake, because I was not expecting for that image to come up fake like that. This is the image right here. This is from the seed collection. This is where you took the image from. So good to know. We can go back and check his pictures. Let's go over here to, let me see. This is our site. Now on our site, this is our information sheet. This is all the information. We have links in here. We can check it out at 1,000 lumens. We have movie demonstrations. This is a showroom that you can actually go to and get more information. The reason why Jamie doesn't have any information or any specifications in there because he does not even know his own product. Mind, this is a guy we showed you at the end of the day that's not very good at math. Even if you're not very good at math, you have a cell phone, you have calculators, you have all that information to help you get through that, even if you're not the best at math. But this person at the end of the day is really upright. He doesn't even care. Or just pretty much is not in touch with reality. I don't know how. Well, I don't care how many calculators you have. You should know how many quarts go into a gallon. You should definitely know that. There is no way you should not know that. Especially if you've been painting screens as long as he has been, you should know this. So you see all this information? To the customers, this is what you're supposed to be. This is what's supposed to be. And if you know your product, this is what you're supposed to have. You see this? This is the summary. We put this at the end. We don't put this at the beginning. This is at the end. Policy for shipping. Yeah. What projectors we support. These are our policies right here. The reason why he doesn't know anything about these policies is because Jamie obviously doesn't know what he's doing on his website. Let's go check out our showroom page. This is a showroom page right here that we have. This allows for the customer, if you want to show them a little bit more of the page, like, a little bit more, pizzazz, a little zing to our technology. This is a page we have right here. Jamie's page is lazy. It's a lazy page. He didn't put any time, no effort, no work into it. He doesn't know anything about his products. He has products on there that are actually saying the exact same thing. They can't all be gunmetal. And at that, they're not even real gunmetal because gunmetal, as I said before, is a super, super dark surface. And that is not gunmetal. There's no information on distance throw. There's no information on narrow viewing combs. There's no information if you're using it outside, what type of projector, how far you can be back, what's the lowest amount of lumens you can use, what time of the day will the screen activate, what time of the day can you not use the screen. None of that information's in there. And the reason why is because he does not know his own product. This is another specification sheet right here. This is how big specification sheets are. Oh, I forgot. I got to put new videos in here for these video players too for the other screen. Now, for long, he doesn't even know the size of a screen. See right here, we have the size. It'll tell you what size that paints. So it'll tell you a 32 ounce will paint a screen size of 100 to 160 inches, 1610 to 235.1. If you're doing 235.1, the screen size will be 158 inches. Jamie can't tell you that because he doesn't even know. Questions. Proper storage. Does he have any information about proper storage? How are you storing the stuff? What is the shelf life on your product? If a person buys the product, say they're not going to use it for maybe about a year or so, what's the shelf life before it starts to deteriorate? Let's see. Cleanup. Does he have any information about cleanup? Warm water and mild soaps. Telling people not, we tell them from the door, don't wear clothing because it will not come off your clothing once it dries, stuff like that. If you're using a paint sprayer, use in a well ventilated area, also with safety glasses and a painter's mask. None of that information is on there. How long does it take for the product to dry? He doesn't have that information there. 30 minutes with a fan, depending on the size of the screen. What about paint on applications? You see this section right here? This section right here is bigger than the entire section that he has for everything on one page. Paint on applications, Jamie, you might want to listen up on this one. A paint sprayer, best recommended by our choice, is a Wagner 250. Please note when using a paint sprayer, please use in a well-ventilated, we say that multiple times to the customer, well-ventilated area. Because keep in mind, you have to have this in there. Say if a person's painting, all right, which they should automatically use in a well-ventilated area. But because you don't have it on your website, they're going to think they may not have to use a well-ventilated area. Even though we know you should, you'd be surprised what kind of people you will run into at the end of the day. So that's why you have to make sure you cover everything. So that way that person says, look, I went in, I sprayed this onto my wall, I got sick, and I want to file a lawsuit within this individual. And we can sit there and say, well, look, it says right there, we had it in a well-ventilated area, such and such and so. This is a water-based product. All that information's in there. Safety material data codes, all that information's in there. So that way we are protected. But this individual doesn't have this information on there. So if someone gets sick and they decide that they want to file a lawsuit against them, they're going to say, well, do you have it on your website, where it basically clarifies and tells the customer exactly how you're going to be using this product if you're using a paint sprayer. You don't have it on the site because he doesn't know what he's talking about. So it has to be used. Please note, when using a paint sprayer, please use a well ventilated area with safety glasses and painter's mask, which we advise to do. Seeing it on camera is not enough, you have to write it in. One coat, no priming needed. And it also tells you if you're using fabric, you use 2 coats you're going to use for fabric, because basically you get an even coat all the way across. It tells you if you're going to be using sort of acoustic screens, which you cannot do because this is a front projection only, not front and rear, and you would basically clog your holes. And what's going to happen is an image will transfer over, sound will not be coming with it. Stuff like that. For larger screens, use a larger nap roller. Don't use this with paint brushes. Don't use this with foam rollers. This could mark and damage the screen. You don't see any of that information on there. No. Let's see. Does he tell people at the end of the day what kind of screen is it? Is this a physical screen, or is this basically a screen paint? Even though you may put in your videos 100 times a day, this is a screen paint. Here's a screen paint. You'd be surprised how many people I have come up to me saying, is this a physical screen? So all that has to be put in there. White surface capability, which we need because we have black screens. OLED black color. What color is this? This is a black blue ultra OLED. It has a strange color to it. It comes up a little bit blue and it comes up black at the same time. He doesn't know the color of his products. Viewing angle information. You don't have that on there. What is the viewing angle on the screen? What kind of ultra short throw projectors? What kind of projectors are compatible? What type of screen? Right here. Type of screen. Right there. Roll on or spray on screen paint. Please note, this is not a physical projection screen, but a screen paint. This must be specified. And when you're doing this, this is basically your category information. 1,000 lumens, which shows the lowest amount of lumens. You must show proof that your screen does actually work on 1,000 lumens. That is a link for that test. Right over here, we have name. You don't have a category name or a category class. Name, ambient light projection, 48 Black Series Complete Cinema. That's the name of it. Category class, Black Series Edition. Gain, advanced ambient light projection fusion. That's the name of the chemical that we developed that allows the screen to generate a very high white light. Product category, movie theater paint. ADV. But a lot of people ask us, what does that stand for? It stands for advanced, which means no ambient light controlled or dark environments. When you hit for 1,000 lumens, it takes you over to a page that allows you to see the test demonstrations at 1,000 lumens. That's how it's done, Jamie. That's how you set up a proper and professional page. So by you posting on your page that we're scammers, hey, knock yourself out. Because people will go to our site and see how professional our site is compared to how lazy your site looks. At the end of the day, that looks like a person at the end of the day didn't do any work whatsoever, didn't put the time in, and now you're stealing Google images. That's what you're doing? Yeah. You can't back your work up. That is a pitiful, pitiful shopping cart. And that's it. That's all you have in here. Where's the rest of the product information? There's nothing there at all, period. This is why I say you have to be careful when you buy and know what you're getting. Because at the end of the day, some of these sites can be potential scams. This one is definitely a scam. Let's go over here real quick. Where are your pictures for this? So you have the Frankenstein mix. You have 2 pictures, one of your face being Frankenstein. Again, as I said before, not the best choice of freaking horror monsters to choose at the end of the day. Frankenstein was slow, dim-witted, and afraid of fire. But okay, it pretty much matches the description of the product, so I'm going to go with that. And a picture of the moon. What the heck is that? And that is right there, I can tell you, is the most laziest. This is a very lazy website. Why do you have a picture of yourself in the moon? What does that have to do with screen paint? You don't own the right to this image. This is another image taken off of Google. So you don't own the right to this. You have no screen paints. You have no pictures. You just have a picture of yourself and a picture of the moon. What does that have to do with that? Boy, if that is not scamming, I don't know what is. Jamie, you're pathetic. This is pathetic. This is absolutely pathetic. You're sitting there taking images off Google. That is absolutely pathetic. Look at this. This is the one we asked him at the end of the day. What's the word for it? We asked him, what was it? He says, I don't recommend this for home use. We asked the question, why? Let me show you our questionnaires that we asked Jamie. These are our questionnaires. Now we asked him about the Google images. Of course, he wasn't going to basically, he started deleting. So he started deleting messages from yesterday. We're missing a lot of messages here. Let me see. This is 2.0. Black, white paint. Let me see. It's a questionnaire we were asking him yesterday. Yeah, he deleted a lot of that. Well, we got it on recording anyway, so that's good. But he deleted a lot of the messages from yesterday. We asked him a series of questions he couldn't answer. This is one of the main ones I was asking him about this right here. He says, I don't recommend to use this for your home. So why can't we use it for our home? Because I've been asking him why. This is why I tell you about people who put fake information. Gee whiz, who bought the Frankenstein paint? I'm going to find out who bought it, because you definitely need to be jumped on at the end of the day. You really bought a screen paint that has no images of the product. This is what you had. A picture of a person who wants to be Frankenstein, as I said before, dim-witted, uneducated creature at the end of the day, which is not the brightest, sharpest tack in the box when it comes to the freaking, Monster Squad. He's actually the dumbest one in the whole entire group. Even the mummy's smarter than him. And that's what you chose, Frank. I wouldn't even put my name on Frank. I would take Count Dracula. Yeah, very smart, intelligent beings. They're supposed to be super advanced, intelligent. They're the top of the chain. If you ever watch Hotel Transylvania, who is the top of the chain? Would be Dracula. Who is the dumbest? Well, under the even the Wolfman is more intelligent than Frankenstein. Frankenstein comes up as a complete idiot. But that explains it all. But this is what you have here, literally a moon in your face. And again, this is not your image. This doesn't belong to you. This belongs to somebody, a couple other people. It doesn't belong to you. So you're just taking images off Google and you're just putting them onto your page. This is what your image is supposed to be, how the product is supposed to pull up. So I guess he's saying this is the contrast levels that come up on his product. That's fake. That's not yours at the end of the day. I did this image search. We got to ask this question again. We already asked him twice about the image. If that was his product, we asked him, is this come from your screen paint? We were just met by a bunch of memes and carrying on copyright infringement. That's what we're met with. This is what happens when you ask him. So I'm going to ask you a question. How do you react when companies ask you these questions? How do you ask when customers react this question? You just block them, or basically you just ignore them? This kind of sounds like what you would do. He says right here, this is a question we've been asking him yesterday. He says, I don't recommend this for home use. Why can't you use it for home use? I've been asking that question, why? Let's send this to him again. Let's see. Now, keep in mind, Jamie, this kind of stuff right here doesn't hurt me. It just shows at the end of the day you're not professional. That's what it comes down to. I'm asking you very serious questions, and this is how you're reacting. Now, I know your fans may find this funny and hilarious, but again, this is your business at the end of the day. You want people to take your business seriously. You want to tell people that you're a professional at the end of the day, and we're asking you questions. This is how you're reacting. Now, I'm asking you about, you said, I don't recommend, which you have some misspellings in there. This is supposed to be apostrophe, and this right here. There we go. That's much better. But anyway, as you said, I'm not going to correct the rest of this mess. Anyway, as you have right here, and this is supposed to be a capital. Oh, capital. That's a capital. Capital I. Let me give me this. Oh, there, my cat lock's not on. There we go. That's a capital I. Better. All right, and good gracious, you're not supposed to have an H, and this is not supposed to be a capital in the middle of the sentence. That shouldn't be there, and you spelled this completely wrong. Let me see, recommended. Right there. All right. Let's go back to where we're at. There we go. That's better. I couldn't stare at that. It was driving me freaking crazy. Gee whiz, grammar, man. Grammar. You got spelling checkers on these things, man. Use the freaking spelling checkers. Gee whiz. This is the correct way, not that mess. Anyway, I don't recommend for use unless it's up to you. All right. So you're saying you don't recommend for the Frankenstein to be used in a home unless it's up to me. As a consumer, I'm asking you a question. Why can't I use this in a home? What's going to happen if I do this? That's like saying, I wouldn't go down that road. It's up to you. Or what's going to happen if I go down that road? You got to tell me what's going to happen. What's going to happen? And if you tell me this is what's going to happen, can you show proof that this is going to happen? This is what I talk about, people putting a whole lot of fake stuff on the website and not backing it up. If I tell you at the end of the day that if you're going to paint a fixed frame screen, don't take it out of the frame, you're going to have problems afterwards. I know this because I've actually had this happen to me. I literally painted a screen. When I got my first fixed frame screen, I thought it would be easier to paint the surface first and then put the screen in. And then I realized by doing this, you basically destroy the elastic, the PVC screens, the certain types they have when you come with motorized projection screens, it's more stiffer, but with the fixed frame screens, it's more of a kind of a thin, kind of stretchable material. When you kill that from the door, when you paint it, and I could not get the screen to stretch in place because that elastic was no longer there. Those particular screens have a certain size, so that way when you stretch them, they fit nice and tight like a drum. And I destroyed that when I was painting the screen in. So I learned next time I'm going to put the whole thing together and I'm going to frog tape it. When I frog taped my one screen, when I first got another one, I realized that when I went to paint the screen, that it left a kind of line inside around the border. And then I realized that I had to lift up the border, tape the tape, and tuck it underneath. I learned this from experience, from making mistakes, for saying, okay, we'll do it this way and we'll do it that way. Removing the bar out of the back of the screen, learned that one the hard way too, because mind you, the screen, if you don't put the bar in, some screens, if they don't have the solid bar all the way across, like the solid frame, some break in the middle because it's easier for shipping and it's cheaper. But some of the other ones have a solid bar. Some will basically have a bar that snaps in the middle. The bar that snaps in the middle, if you don't put that piece in the middle, your screen will slowly start to turn into a U. It'll start to bend inward from the pressure of basically of that spandex surface. And that's why you have to have that bar in the middle. So it's a whole lot of stuff that they don't know about when it comes to fixed frame screens. I sat there and heard Partey talk about fixed frames. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Some fixed frame screens have the pegs, some have the springs. The spring system, only ones I buy with the spring system is Elite Screens. They're the only company I know at the end of the day that I've put together a dozen other screens, and the spring system is so freaking easy that you don't even have to use the tools with it. That's how easy together is to put together Elite Screen. But some companies will make the springs too short. And when they make the springs too short, you literally have to turn into the Incredible Hulk just to be able to get the material to stretch and lock into the frame. But then you got the peg system. The peg system is really easy. Take a bunch of pegs, you slide them on the rails, you run your rails through your material, and you just slip it over top the rails and lock it in place, and you're done. Those I particularly like the most. Silver Ticket comes with pegs. But they didn't tell you that, did they? The reason why they didn't tell you this is because they have no experience in that field. That's why they can't tell you. They can only explain to you what they only know. That's it. So we're going to ask Jamie. He put this into his description. He said the Frankenstein can't be used at home. I'm asking the question why it can't. Also, too, we've been asking him about the images that he took and put on his site to make it look like he was actually getting that image from his screen paint when he wasn't. So we're asking this right here. We're asking, why don't you? It's a simple question. If he has to come back with memes and carrying on and acting up like that, then that tells you at the end of the day, that's a person that doesn't know what they're talking about. We've all been down that road when you challenge someone's intellect and they basically, either they're going to answer you correctly and school you, or they're going to become hostile, angry, and upset. And that's what happens to people who don't know at the end of the day. They take that attitude. And this is the attitude that Jamie displays at the end of the day because he doesn't know. If you know something, you know it. We know how that works. If you know something, you know it, and you're going to let that person know that you know it. Because no one likes to be called wrong at the end of the day, do we not? Not like to be called wrong. So you're going to basically prove it. I've seen people at freaking sport bars getting arguments about stats, and one person can be completely right, and the other person swears up and down he knows the stats. And that person will go home, do the research, get the information. They will literally wait outside that freaking sports bar an hour before it opens up so they can get up in that person's face and go, in your face! That's what they'll do. We know that already. So this is how Jamie reacts. I'm asking him a question about something he wrote on his site and he can't respond. Okay, let's ask him a question again. You wrote this. What does this mean? I'll put that, you wrote this. I'll put this here, you wrote this. And then question, what does it mean? Okay, you wrote this. Why can't you use the Frankenstein in a home? In a home, it should be at home. In a home, it should be Frankenstein at home. At home, right? Simple question. Mind, this is from his page. This is why I told you a lot of people like this are just writing in a bunch of nonsense and they really don't know what they're writing and they're just throwing stuff in there, hoping that no one's going to question them on that. Why can't you use the Frankenstein at home? Simple question. Now, what happens if somebody comes in here and they ask him this question? How's he going to react? He can't answer this question to me. Only actual customers could ask. Wow, that sounds like a real. Actually, actual customers. I bought the Frankenstein 3 times in a row. What are you talking about, actual customers? I am an actual customer. I bought the Frankenstein 3 or 4 times. What are you talking about? I bought that product. Remember, you canceled and gave me back my money. So I am an actual customer, and I'm asking you that question. So that's kind of lame. He's saying only an actual customer can ask that question. That doesn't make any sense, does it? It doesn't make a difference. When I go to forum sites, I get trolls and stuff all the time, and they ask questions, and I answer them all the time. It doesn't make a difference. You should know the product. So because I'm not a customer, he can't tell me what that means. Oh, that kind of sounds like a person who doesn't know what it means. I had to say this real quick. You don't know what it means, do you? Only actual customers get to know that. And it's that interesting. You guys all saw that. I tell you, I can't make this up. I can't make this up. I gotta ask him, you don't know what this means. You don't know what this means. You can't tell me because you don't know what it means. So I have to be an actual customer. You're watching this live here. This is a fellow by the name of Jamie Fernando Gonzalez. He makes screen paint mixes on YouTube. We busted him basically using Google Images and trying to claim that these images were coming from his projector and screen paint. We're asking him about things that he wrote on his products by saying that you cannot use the Frankenstein screen paint mix for home use. We're simply just asking him why you can't use it for home use. And he stated that we have to be a customer in order to get that information and from him. Keep in mind, we have bought the Frankenstein from Jamie 5 times in a row, and each time every order was the money was returned back to the account. So he says you have to be an actual customer. Let me show you something real quick. All right, this guy doesn't remember too much, does he? Is it this one? I think it is. No, it's not that one. It's this one. We did an unboxing on packaging. Oh, here we go, right there. Just right here. This is the Gunmetal Frankenstein is here. Here we go. So he says we have to be an actual customer, right? All right, let's see. An actual customer. So a customer would be somebody who has purchased the product, right? That's a customer, right? Because then you're going to have customer demonstrations and all that stuff. So it had to be an actual customer, right? So let's see if we are eligible to ask that question, because he's saying we have to be an actual customer. Let's see. So you can see on the package, best of the best. That's what Crow likes to write on his packages. But let's see if we're eligible to ask this question, because he said we have to be an actual customer to be able to, maybe thinking about the whole bathroom policy. You know, when you go into a restaurant, ask if you can use their bathroom, they say you have to buy something first, you have to be an actual customer. Maybe using that term, or maybe he's using that, I don't know. Or maybe it's that you have to buy something from him in order to ask that question. That doesn't sound right at all, does it? That sounds kind of weird. So, how is that possible? I mean, they have to ask the questions, right? How would they even know if they don't ask the questions, right? So we have to be an actual customer. That's what Jamie says. An actual customer before we could buy the product, before we can actually talk about his specification sheet. Can you imagine that? Someone coming to my site and they're asking me questions about my product, and I go, I really can't tell you this unless you're an actual customer. That's the whole point of you doing research on the product. You know what I mean? That's what the specification information is there for, so you can become a customer. Not that you have to buy it in order to understand it. That's like you're going out and you're buying a projector, and they're saying, well, it didn't come with the specification sheets. Where's the specification sheets? And they go, oh, I'm sorry, you have to buy this before we can give you the specification sheets. Really, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my entire life, but that's literally what he just said. This is where we caught Jamie sending us down. This is part of the post office mail fraud charge on him for basically sending us down a product that wasn't so. Right, let's get this thing out of my way. There we go. That's better. We have to be an actual customer to ask that question. Jamie, hey, what does that look like, Jamie, to you? That's a Frankenstein, isn't it? And isn't that your signature best of the best? Doesn't it say Frankenstein right over there? Oh, fragile. He wrote down fragile. What does that say on there, Jamie? That would make me an actual customer, wouldn't it? So answer my question. I'm going to ask you again. No, Jamie, you're not busy with orders. It's virtually impossible you're busy with orders, because right now no customer in their right mind is going to buy anything from you, because again, you can't answer simple questions. You got images matching up on Google that are not your images tied to your screen paint. You got products matching house paint at the end of the day. And then on top of it, your website is being invested by the Better Business Bureau for basically fraud. This is even worse. This is even more information we'll be submitting over to them today. And you can't even give me a basic. I asked you again. He says here. Let's see. You can see this for yourself. Only customers could ask. So I can't ask, because I'm not a customer, about why he wrote on his site, I don't recommend for house use. So I'm asking him, why can't we use it for a house? Why? What's going on with the paint that it can't be used for house use? Can you tell me why? All right, he doesn't want to answer that. We can already see that's like beating a dead horse to death. Let's ask him about this fake image right here. I'm going to save this to our file. It's another picture we found on Jamie's account being fake. Is this picture belonging to the Frankenstein screen paint mix? Ask him another question. Is this picture belonging to the Metallica Mix 2.0? I think he's missing an A in there. He has that C. That's what he has in there. If you notice, he called that paint the Metallica Mix 2.0. Did you see any silver paint being dropped in there? Nothing. It was just black and white paint. But he named the product Metallica Mix. How is it Metallica? There's no Metallica in that whatsoever. I didn't see any silver product being dropped in that mixture of that product. It was just black and white paint. That's it. A lot of people posted that in that particular comment section. Look, he can't tell me this because I'm not a customer. All right, so, okay, again. All right, we're asking about, this is the picture we just recently found. Is this a picture belonging to, is this picture belonging to the Metallica 2.0? This is the picture we just found. For those you don't know, if he removed, he probably removed it already, knowing him. Let's see if it's still there. This is under the 2.0. This is the black and white paint. See if he removed the picture. No, picture is right there. So he says, I'm not a customer, so he can't tell me if that picture belongs to his screen paints. I'm here to tell you it doesn't. It doesn't. Anyone can go to the site right now if he hasn't removed it, or he's not going to remove it. And because Jamie, if you remove that picture, I'm smarter than you. It'll be there for a while. All right, so let's go over here and let's get the image. This is the image that he claimed that this came from his screen paint and this came from the projector. That did not come from his screen paint, nor did it come from the projector. This is an image that he clearly took off images from off of Google and basically dragged them over to his site to give off a fake image that this is coming from his screen paint. It's not coming from his screen paint at all. Jamie's busted again. And this is his reaction. This is how he's acting. I want you to see his reaction when we ask him these serious questions. We're asking him simple questions. We're asking him about questions about things he wrote on his website, which he can't comment back. He's saying we have to be a customer. We asked him about pictures. Do these pictures belong to these products? This is how he's reacting. And now he's going to be, he's acting like he's a Christian. God bless, God bless, God bless. And he's sitting there saying, almost done with my orders. So pretty much when you say you're almost done with your orders, all you're saying is that you are potentially finishing orders from people that you scammed who have not seen these warning demonstrations, these warning videos. That's all you're doing. You're just telling us. The people who already know at the end of the day won't touch this stuff with a 10-foot pole. You're just acknowledging to us that these are people who just don't know. These are innocent people at the end of the day that you're robbing. Because you can't explain this, or you ask a simple question. Let's find something else on here. Because he doesn't want to talk about that. He doesn't want to talk about this at all. But clearly you can see it's on the site. Let's see what we got here on the door. Now, as I said before, we're going to expose Jamie even more. When the P2, we get our P2 in, we're going to buy his products. We're going to buy the Cinemax. The order will get canceled. I'm going to tell you that from the door. He can't send it here. He knows it doesn't work on the P2. I'm telling you right now, I'm calling it from the door. The P2 does not work on his screen paints. We're calling it right now. It doesn't work. Because everything else we tested that screen paint on, it didn't work. It wouldn't pick up. We couldn't get to pick up on 720p's. It didn't pick up at 5,000 lumens. It didn't pick up on anything. And keep in mind, Jamie, I'm doing this fair. I'm going to buy it directly from you. We do expect for you to cancel the order. We do. But we have other people waiting to buy already to get it from you. So, we'll have it here shortly. Now, again, I don't have to waste my money. If I didn't want to, I just go to Sherman Williams, pick up Network Grade 7073. It's not a low blow, people. It matches the product perfectly. Do the same thing, but which I'm planning to do on the P2. I am planning to do all the things that he refused to do. We're going to put his product against the Sherman Williams. We're going to put it against the Microblend. We're going to put it against a lot of products. Because again, as I said before, there is no testing on his products. We can't find a test page anywhere on his products. Let's see if there's any more images on here matching the image Google. This is really pathetic right there. That's pretty sad. And for those of you naysayers who've been bragging about how amazing his products are, clearly we know you got scammed. You have house paint like there's no tomorrow, and that you basically are vouching for someone who is so desperate to sell his product that he is willing to go over to Google and steal images to try to make it look like it came from his product. That's pretty bad. And then when asking him questions, how are you going to talk about his product being able to do this, that, and the other when the person who developed the product himself can't even answer simple questions that he put in his specification sheets? That's embarrassing. So this is why when we see these jokers come into forum sites talking like, get the freak out of here with that Sherman Williams. Because can you argue with me? Can you sit there and tell me it's not? Because you can't. That's why. All right, let's go over here and let's go look up. Let's see what else we got here. Have we got anything else in here that's coming up? I don't know what's going on with that Frankenstein. That is just, at the end of the day, he says a picture of a moon and its face. Don't know where that's going to right there. Let's see what we got going here. Any other pictures in here? Fake. These are his. I mean, that's his. Really? What's wrong with you, buddy? That's your movie demonstration? Wow. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. Movie demonstration. Oh, somebody else has this freaking whatchamacallit too. Yeah. In the dark, as always. All his demonstrations are done in the dark. Which one you want? These are our showrooms right here. This is where we basically can't put enough video links in there. We have showroom displays. That's me watching Pacific Rim in a fully lit environment without the contrast washing out one time, because that's a 100% black screen in the daytime hours, which is something you're not supposed to be to do with a projection screen. Look at the contrast on that. My projector is 720p, by the way, $270. Yeah. We don't have to be in the dark to show contrast level. We know that for the door. This is what ambient light projection technology does for our customers. This is what we give our customers in the day. We don't go around taking images off Google to try to basically make it look like our products. We don't have to do that because our technology definitely works. Gee whiz. Boy, I tell you, you better, when we get done with that freaking your paint on that P2 projector, you're going to have to sell your projector. You ain't got no choice. You're going to have to sell it. I'm going to call it ahead of time. You're not only going to give me my money back when we basically purchase your product to put against the P2, which I don't know why you would be rejecting the order. I mean, if you said your product worked on the P2, you shouldn't have a problem with it. But you're going to get my money back. That's definitely going to happen. And you're going to sell that P2 projector because you can't use it anymore when we get done with your screen paint on it, showing what real black technology does to a P2 projector 4K laser. That right there is a 720p display we're doing right now. We don't have to be in the dark to enhance our picture color. That's why we see a lot of screens in the dark, because they have to be in the dark to enhance the picture color and contrast. We don't have to do that. Excuse me. Look at the color on that. That's 720p. And that's on our cinema, our complete cinema. To this mess sitting in the dark. There's nothing wrong with any of the projectors he's using. The problem is the projectors are completely dumbed down because the product sucks. That's why. Look how dark your environment is. I really can't make out anything in that environment. That's a 720p. Even on a high-end projector, your product looks like crap. We use low-end projectors. Do you have any idea what that screen, that projector is going to look like on that black technology and its design? We use it on low-end projectors. You guys have to raise the bar as high as you can when you're dealing with gray screen paint products, because you can't use low-end projectors because your screen will look like crap. That's why. So you have to spend the money for these expensive high-end models to fix what the screen can't see. On the other hand, our technology can take 720p projectors and make them look like that, because our technology does the job, not the projector. So imagine if a 720p looks like that, what do you think a laser 4K P2 is going to look like on our technology? So we already know what's going to happen. I'm going to turn on that 2,000,000:1 contrast, which we don't need it for our black technology. What I'm going to do with screen, I'm going to paint half of it with your screen paint and the other half with ours. We're going to do white levels, we're going to do color levels, and we're going to do contrast levels. Let's see if, most of all, paying that kind of money for a machine with a 2,000,000:1 contrast, will that gray screen paint see it over a black technology? You already know the outcome of it all. You know the outcome of what's going to happen. You definitely know what's going to happen. And you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is he's going to have to sell his projector, because no one will ever, matter of fact, no one's going to touch the screen paint anyway. But seeing what, he probably convinced a lot of people to buy the P2 next to his screen paint because it looks like this, that, and the other. He's going to maintain contrast and blah, 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 blah. That's all a lie. Nothing works on that screen paint. We've been making that stuff for years. It served its purpose in the time that it was suited for, and now it's an outdated product. That's why my videos look like this, and your product over there looks like that. It looks like crap. And that's a 720p projector. Show me something. I don't know what's worse, man. I don't know what's worse, that you couldn't answer the questionnaire that we gave you on just basic screen paint information. You couldn't answer it. You can't answer freaking information on your own products, or we would have to be customers in order for you to give us that information. That's pretty sad. And keep in mind, I was a customer. I've actually had your product several times, and every time we had it, it's been a complete nightmare. It doesn't even work. Image in the dark. Look at this image sitting in the dark. Gee whiz. Can we put a slideshow in here? Oh, then we got to put one in. Oh, yeah, we were supposed to drop in this slideshow too. We got more pictures for the slideshow from the screen behind us. So we'll drop those in. But we have slideshows for, let me see. Oh, demo page. Oh, no, that's test demo. Oh, I got it mixed up. We have a test demo page. Oh, I forgot, Jamie, you don't have this. So let me go and get this page real quick. These are our demonstration pages right here. Wait. No, yeah. We have slideshows for these right there. 720p demonstrations. How come your website doesn't look like this? Because you don't put the time in it because you're lazy. That's why. 3D mapping applications. Ultra short throw 720p. What size screen is that, Jamie? Because I'm pretty sure you don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure you think that's a 100-inch screen. I actually built that screen on camera. That screen is 120 inches because he doesn't know its screen size. That is my $60 ultra short throw projector on a 120-inch screen in a fully lit environment. This is why I told you at the end of the day, you have to make sure you have products that can back themselves up. Or it's Windows technology or anything about that. 1,000 lumens, white level demonstration. That's when 1,000 lumens hitting the black screen. I gotta find that demonstration too. That's actually a pretty good one too. Easy McCheesy. 1,000 lumen downstairs demonstration. I'm still waiting for you to copy my demonstrations. I'm still waiting for the sets to be done. 1,000 lumens right there. That's the demonstration we have in the link page for anybody who buys the complete cinema. You can go in there and click on there and see if it works. We don't say it works at such and such and so. We back it up. There's a link right there. You can go and check that demonstration out. We don't copy from Google. All our images are ours. They belong to us. And my customers, if they ask anything, any information, they can get that from us. They don't have to buy jack from me at the end of the day. And we still get that information because I know what I'm talking about. You don't. Next time you do a demonstration with a screen sitting in the door, make sure the screen is actually physically sitting in the door. That's on a 1,000 lumen demonstration. 1,000 lumens. Do. That's why I can't stand people do these fake demonstrations. I could drop 1,000 lumens on my screen right now. And again, like I said, I can't believe this guy's in there taking pictures off of Google. That is freaking, that's dirty. I mean, you do some dirty stuff, but gee whiz. Google thief. He's a Google thief. He's a googly thief. You talk about movie screens? Do you know what size screen that is, Jamie? You probably think that's a 120-inch screen. That's 250. Yeah, I'll do you one better. We're the only ones who have it anyway. Only one who has a black 180 on YouTube. 180 inch black outdoor. Told you, we're the only ones who got it. We're the only ones that have 180 inches, 190s, 150s. We have the most outdoor demonstrations anywhere on YouTube. And look it up. Anything you pull up is us. This is my screen right there. How big is this screen, Jamie? You probably think this screen is probably 90 inches, right? This is me watching Star Wars outside. And you're sitting in the dark? Really? This is what a real website looks like. Well, customers, if they ask questions about outdoor technology, we can show them demonstrations outdoor. I haven't seen one demonstration outside. And if I have seen one, it's probably was poorly done. And here you are sitting in this dark apartment showing this movie of The Punisher, and I'm outside watching Star Wars on a 180-inch screen. Your product doesn't work, man. It is what it's going to be. When we get it down here on the P2, it's going to do exactly what I said it's going to do. It's going to wash out. It doesn't work with it's not ambient light rejection, which you did claim on your site. You're not going to be able to use it in a fully lit environment. And its colors are going to wash out. They're going to go bland, and your contrast levels are not even going to push at all, period. And I'm going to turn your screen paint into a white sheet of paper when I get done with it. And I guarantee you that anybody who bought your screen paint on the fact that you told them that the P2 is going to be an improvement is going to ask for their money back. As a matter of fact, it's going to be so bad that I guarantee that you're going to sell your projector, because there's no way in the world you can turn that machine on knowing at the end of the day that we can make it look like that. 180-inch screen outside. Was it 180? That was 180 outside, yeah. $180. You're sitting in these dark environments. This is a paint on demonstration right here. Painted the screen in. Look at that, right from the door. Contract clicks that fast. I did so many paint and dry demonstrations, it's not even funny. And Jamie, want you look at my environment. Look how much light we have in the environment compared to that dark apartment that you sit in. We call it a cave at the end of the day. Oh, we need to put some of these demonstrations up. These are the black demonstrations. We need to set these up real nicely. Oh, let's put in, let's see what we want to put in. Oh, let's have to change this to 150 inch. Because we're the only ones with black 150 inches. 150 inch. That's us. 150 inch black screens. There's us again. Where are you at on YouTube? I can't find you anywhere on YouTube. We look up here and we look for outdoor demonstration screens that match. You don't show up anywhere. 235.1 is not even there. I don't see Partey anywhere. Where are you guys at? We don't see you. Here we go. Demonstration on painting in a black screen right there. This is all us. You guys are nowhere to be found. Let's see. Partey, you can take advice from this. I painted that screen in just like that. Dried it right on camera. I do it all the time. See how crystal clean that image comes up in a fully lit environment? And you guys are sitting in these dark little corners. I gotta put my paint on demonstrations down. I need a section for all my paint on demonstrations, because we still building our site. Our site's gonna be massive when we get done. We got paint on demonstrations. I'm gonna do applications. I want to show, we got demonstrations on how to do fixed screens, painting motorized projection screens. We need to have all that. Or matter of fact, we got an info page. So I need to upgrade, put more stuff on my info page. Oh, that's my demonstration on my screen now, 150 inches. And you're stuck where in that little corner? Don't let me dig up one of your update videos right now. Really? And you couldn't tell. He thought that was a 100-inch screen. All right. I'm tired of embarrassing this guy because it just gets too easy. Let's get back to these paints he has over here. That's what you're supposed to be seeing, people. Oh, wait. How come we did? Can we do 235.1s? We got 235.1. So we got dual 150s. I'm just curious, randomly digging up stuff on YouTube. Painting in screens right there. Here's my dual 150s. Yeah. What you know about this, Jamie? Look at that. 2 projectors set up. Dual 150 inches. 190-degree viewing angle. Pick up with no problem whatsoever. I got my projector set up. Now, while I'm out there doing those demonstrations, because that's why I said I utilize my time, you guys are in there sitting in the dark, angry and upset. Here's another demonstration out on a balcony. Gee whiz. And you guys are sitting in these dark environments trying to show a product that don't even work at the end of the day. This is where we go out to play at the end of the day. We like to be outside at 2,000 lumens. This is where we play at 12 feet back. Sorry, 25 at 12 feet back. This is where we play. Invisible black technology. This is a screen I coded. I love plexiglass. It's just so heavy, that's the only problem. But it makes a fantastic screen. If I do, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to basically, I had to figure out how to build, what size surface we're going to put the P2 on, because we're going to need a 160-inch screen. I don't want to do 150 because 150 is too easy. I want 160. That's what I want for mine. I want a little bigger. All right, let's get back to this whole thing right here. I got to do a short video because we need that for the blacklist on the Google images. Man, that's pathetic. When you're definitely stealing images at the end of the day, that is pretty bad. That's pretty bad. That's sad, and that's pretty bad. That if you're up there stealing images to try to make your product look like something that is not, that's pretty bad. That's desperate. That is really desperate. This guy went and stole images off freaking Google to make it look like it was his product. He actually sold 2 of them. The one on the Frankenstein, that moon, that's fake. That's not his. And the peppers, that's not even his. And you talking about no orders for 2023. You freaking lost your mind? My company's licensed and legit. You don't even have an LLC on your company at all, period. Not even alone copyrights or anything else. You have no applications for patents, nothing else at all, period. You don't even have a license to sell in the state of California. So what the heck are you talking about no business? I'm doing business with companies. I got orders from customers. And you're talking about at the end of that, no business. No, it's no business for you, buddy. And no business for you at all, period. As a matter of fact, 2023 is going to be a really rough year for you because you're going to be in and out of court. That's what you're going to worry about. I'm good for 2023. You're going to have a problem with 2023. I can back my products up. My website makes your website look like a crackhead. Look at this. You see what the image Google search pulls up? Me. I own that. That's right. That's my image. That's my inside of the house that I was living in. That's right. That's what the Google search pulls up. Freaking scam artists. Got a nerve to be talking some nonsense about how your product. You just pulling up Google images. When I pull mine up, it shows my image that comes to my freaking video. All images belong to me. Those are my images at the end of the day. Any images that I post on my site comes back to me. You, on the other hand, your images go to Google. That is pathetic. Mine. Every last one of those pictures are mine. But that picture, that's what I knew from the door. That picture definitely was stolen from basically Google, because that image, the way it came up, there's no way in the world. It was just too sharp. The image was too sharp and too perfect. There's no way in the world. You stole that from freaking Google. Can't make it up. What do we got for timers? I need one short and sweet for the blacklist. We need one. Man, what's the word? What can we call this? Is it plagiarizing? What is it called? Plagiarizing. Posting fake images. Plagiarizing. Posting fake images. We can go with posting fake images. Yeah. Jamie, we're going to have to basically put you to the blacklist for this one, because this is a whole new low of you going in and basically stealing images. It's bad enough, like I said, your product matches house paint. You can't answer basic questions about your own specification sheets. It goes on and on and on. It is non-stop. But fake images, now you're stealing fake images to try to make your product look good. So we're done with this one. I got to do one for the blacklist. We're adding you on the blacklist. We got a section on the blacklist for this guy that we can put in, because man, we keep expanding this page on this guy. All right, I'm going to sign out of my other account, drop it in there. We're going to put a huge video player for this one. And this is going to be a big video player, because this is big. You don't do this at the end of the day. If they're your images at the end of the day, all these pictures we take at the end of the day, of course, it's somebody else's pictures, but we show that basically it's coming from our screen paint. It's coming from our product at the end of the day. We don't post stuff like that. Let me see if he didn't remove this. Make sure he didn't remove this already, because he probably wanted to remove it on Jamie. Jamie's sneaky. Make sure that image is still there. What we got going on here? Yeah, it's still there. Perfect. All right, we'll leave that there, because we're going to make sure he doesn't go in and refresh, tries to make the picture disappear. We definitely going to have to put this on the blacklist. I'm going to be posting this on my Facebook, Instagram page, Twitter, every place. They need to see this, because people need to be careful about when they're buying screen paint products, that these are individuals that will fake their own pictures to try to make their product seem like something that it's not. I wonder if you have this on your eBay account for pictures under this. I wonder if you repeated this nonsense. Let me see. Where's the eBay at? Y'all got a nerve to call me freaking fake and scam at the end of the day. And y'all freaking stealing images from freaking Google. me see. Let's go with now I know he tries to act all big and bad, but right now he's feeling it because he got busted. He got busted big time. Right in the live stream, he couldn't answer simple, basic questions. I'm going to be on Facebook in a few minutes. We definitely going to broadcast this on Facebook. And I'm going to be on Instagram, warning people to stay away from your site that you're a scammer. We definitely going to broadcast this one today. I'll be on Facebook in a few minutes. Let's see, screen paints. Let's see where you have this product here. $75 over here. Let me see. No pictures. Any pictures on this? You got any fake pictures? Let me see. Well, that doesn't make any sense. This is a whole scam again all by itself. You have Metallica Mix 2.0, but you got two different screen paints here. How come you don't have a freaking category list in here at all, period? Labeling you don't have that in there. Of course you don't have that in there. So what is a person actually buying at the end of the day? What are they really getting? So let me show you how this is supposed to come up. Now see, the image searcher comes up, that's his photo. That belongs to him. So that shows that that belongs to him. Let's go over here and grab this real quick. Oh, the source of that, where that came from right there. But yeah, that's definitely, but wow, is it blurry? Man, what's he using for a camera? Yeah, see, that's his right there. But that other one, that's not his. That doesn't belong to him. He stole this right here. That's not from his screen paint. All right, let's see. Misconception, 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 misconception. Misconception. Let's see. That's a good one right there. Misconception. Let's see. Okay, we gotta put this in here. All right, be back. I'm gonna put this up. It has to go on the blacklist because this is real serious. It has to be labeled on here. You can't have people going around basically stealing images and fooling people that this is what their screen paints look like when they don't. So this definitely has to go on the blacklist. Jamie, welcome again. Welcome back.